Welcome. I'm Angela Chalk with Healthy Community Services and 7th Ward native resident. Today we're going to take you on a bike tour and a walking tour of the 7th Ward in Treme. So come along, get your bike ready, or if you choose, you can walk so we can show you how to safely do these things. Healthy Community Services is a non-profit organization based in the 7th Ward, and we teach residents how to reduce flooding on their property. This is a bioswale that manages 350 gallons of water. So green infrastructure is a nature-based solution for managing water where it falls. So if you're walking or riding your bike and you need to take a break, you can do it here under this solar-powered weather station. And while you're at it, you can charge your cell phone. Come along with me on the new bike routes that Moving New Orleans has put together for your biking and walking safety. Let's get started, y'all. The Buttermilk Drop on St. Bernard and Ardurgeois. So, Mr. Sidney, thank you for meeting with me. I was just riding by and decided to stop in.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell me about the Buttermilk Drop. How long has it been here?
Well, we established in 2008 for the most part. We've been here quite a few years now. So we had donuts, we had breakfast, and lately we've opened up a chicken and waffles where we serve breakfast. We separate the breakfast from the donuts. Okay.
So, and so because it's named the Buttermilk Drop, I'm gonna take it that the Buttermilk Drop is the signature donut?
Yes, Buttermilk Drops are our signature donuts.
So as folks are riding along the St. Bernard corridor, they can riding their bikes along the St. Bernard corridor or just walking by because it's a neighborhood place, they can just stop into the Buttermilk Drop.
Yes, ma'am. We open at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Woo, 6 o'clock in the morning. All right. Thank you, Mr. Sidney. Come on, let's go in for some Buttermilk Drops. Royce, thank you for being here this morning with me at the Old Road Coffee House. Why don't you introduce yourself for the folks who don't know you? I don't know who doesn't know you.
My name is Royce Duplessis, and I serve as a state representative for District 93, which includes where we are right now in the historic 6th Ward Esplanade Ridge area, so Treme, as some may call it.
You are working on us having livable communities, walkable and bikeable. And for those folks who don't know what walkable and bikeable is, that's where we coexist together as pedestrians, cyclists, and drivers.
The idea of biking is a good thing, and the benefits that it promotes from personal health to cutting down on emissions. It's a form of just getting out and seeing your community. It's nothing like actually biking it or walking it versus driving it. I know that initially when we started seeing bike lanes pop up in New Orleans many years ago, local New Orleanians who have been here for many, many generations weren't really sure how to react to it. But I think now we've gotten a little bit more accustomed to seeing bike lanes throughout our communities.
If you're ready, we can start to take our ride and we can go over some safety tips. So when we live in a state that has poor health outcomes and high obesity and residents that suffer from the chronic diseases such as diabetes and hypertension, biking will help to reduce some of those chronic health outcomes and to improve folks' health. So are you ready to start cycling?
I'm ready.
We're going to make our turn here. So we're riding in a bike lane right now, so it provides us a little safety, But what this purpose is to demonstrate folks, first of all, to be able to ride safely, and then to experience what it's like to ride on a street that doesn't have the bike lanes. Do you feel the difference in being in a protected lane?
Absolutely.
So, Royce, what do you think about our ride through Treme and 7th Ward?
I loved it. I enjoyed it. You know, it just reminded me of just how fortunate I am to represent this beautiful part of New Orleans and people that it houses, and just how much more work we need to be doing to get safe and protected bike lanes.
I want to thank you again on behalf of Bike Easy and the Complete Streets Coalition, AARP, and Healthy Community Services for taking the time out to ride with my favorite legislator, representing District 93. Thank you again so much for your time.
Thank you.
And stay
Thank
cool.
you for all that you do.
Thanks.
Hey, Miss Angela. How you doing, dog?
Just fine. I'm just riding through and I stopped at the Buttermilk Drop, so
Oh my
bought you
God.
some Buttermilk Drops.
Thank you, my darling.
You're more than welcome.
Après-vous.
Sure. Mr. Al, thank you for welcoming me to the Treme Le Petit Jazz Museum.
So this is Treme's Petit Jazz Museum, founded 5 years ago. And we're here to tell the story of jazz, but not just about jazz, the evolution of people and instruments that would bring forth the sound of jazz. So if we would go to Kemet, known as Egypt today, and to Abyssinia and the land of Kush, known as Sudan today, we can listen to the sound of the lute, that plucking sound. And one would think of Wes Montgomery, who played guitar, or George French, who played guitar with Jermaine Basil.
Every time I come to the museum, I'm always amazed that you see something different, even though it's a petite museum. It's so powerful and impactful with all the artifacts that you have here.
The transition from Northeast Africa to West Africa with the djembe drum and those percussionary sounds, as well as the kora and the banjo from Senegal. And after the enslavement of folk from West Africa, coupled with the percussions, played a significant role coming out of Haiti after the Haitian Revolution, when Toussaint Louverture defeated the Portuguese army. Those folk, including the Afro-Creoles, fled to Cuba. After Napoleon invaded Spain in 1809, over 20,000 Afro-French Creoles and French Creoles left Cuba after having fled Haiti and moved to New Orleans. So we're leaving 1809, but we're not going very far.
Okay.
We're going to 1815. 1815, Congo Square, of course, still maintaining, but free people of color was ballroom dancing to the music of Edmond Dede, and this is his classical music. These guys were graduates of the Paris Conservatory of Music at the Sorbonne, which brought literacy to the community. This is where it happened. This is where the music of Africa and Europe came together to create an offbeat sound that we would call syncopation. Once we combine these sounds, two fellows, Sidney Bechet would be one, and of course Jelly Roll Morton and Ferdinand Lament, they would give us the sounds. Once these Afro-Creoles got together after Plessy versus Ferguson and had no option but to hang with the brothers, they brought that literacy to the community.
Well, Mr. Al, thank you so much again. Let's go get those Buttermilk Drop donuts.
I agree with you. Bye.
Here's the Buttermilk Drops. I just biked over from the Treme Petit Museum, and now we're here at Congo Square. Congo Square is the site where enslaved Africans were allowed on Sunday afternoons to trade, dance, and sing on this historic landmark. And so it's designated by the National Register of Historic Places. So you can get here either by bike or you can walk it. This is a walkable area from anywhere within the Treme community, or even from the French Quarter, which is adjacent to the Treme community. And if you want a bike, guess what? We have biking lanes along North Rampart. So get out, exercise, walk, enjoy fun time with your family, or if you just need that quiet time for yourself. So here we are at the Lafitte Greenway, which we've biked over from Congo Square. The Lafitte Greenway is a nice bike trail that connects downtown, running through the Treme community to Mid-City. And if you'd like, you can happen to stop at the Fit Lot to take a break or to just get in a different type of exercise. So we have one more stop to make, and we'll meet our special guest at that stop. Hey man, American Trail.
How you doing?
Glad you can make it. I just rode over from the Lafitte Greenway. Let's go have a seat and we can talk about some of your issues with biking and how safe it is, and just a quick chat, and then we can ride over to the fairgrounds. So American Trail, you've made mobility and health a focus issue for citizens of our city. So tell me, why is this important to you?
Well, first of all, everything is rooted in public health, especially when you know that we have to be more equitable in terms of access and infrastructure and mobility. This pandemic, it has been hard on everyone, especially as it relates to our mental health, and even appreciating our environment in a way, because when you kind of see things differently on a bike. And I think with that, we begin to appreciate not only what we have, but also support improvements that we continue to make and need to make for all of our residents to benefit, who deserve nothing less.
Okay, and so we're here at Stallings Park in Gentilly, on Gentilly Boulevard. So tell me, what do you want the residents to know about being connected with bike lanes and having safe bike lanes for them to cycle and pedestrians to walk?
Sure. So you mentioned Gentilly Boulevard, and where we have experienced some fatalities,
Yes.
even some hit and runs. And when I think about traffic fatalities in the city, the data demonstrates that we have to do a better job of connecting our people, connecting neighborhoods, but making them safe.
So when are the blue bikes coming back?
My administration has made sure that the blue bikes are coming back to the city of New Orleans with a renewed partnership, and that's happening very soon. And I just appreciate the partnership also with AARP.
Let's hop on one of our blue bikes and we can head over to the fairgrounds.
All right, speaking my language.
We're at our final stop of the bike tour of Treme and 7th Ward in the Gentilly area. We ended here at the historical fairgrounds. I just want to say thank you for riding with me, and on behalf of Bike Easy, AARP, and Healthy Community Services, I enjoyed the time that we spent together.
No, thank you so much. It was really a privilege to ride with you to experience Blue Bikes again, and knowing that they're coming back to the city of New Orleans. And thank you for your partnership. So I'm just hoping that our people continue to do the right thing, mask up, and get that vaccination so that we can enjoy one another like we so much desire.
Thank you, and you have a good rest of your afternoon.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
All right, you too.
Well, everyone, thank you for taking this tour through the 7th Ward and Treme neighborhoods. I've had so much fun biking with Representative Royce Duplessis, stopping off for breakfast at the Buttermilk Drop, learning the history of New Orleans music from Mr. Al at the Treme's Petit Jazz Museum, and lastly, speaking with Mayor LaToya Cantrell and biking to the fairgrounds. We are excited that you had a chance to experience the protected bike lanes in this neighborhood and encourage you to get out and walk, ride through your neighborhood. I hope that you join me on my next bike ride. It could be in your neighborhood. Until then, wear your helmet, use protective biking gear, and get some exercise.